Hello guys, how you all doing? I'm okay myself. Well, today's comment is from the same guy that asked the question yesterday, and even today's one is a very interesting comment that I think we all need to be aware of and understand, how to trade when there's gaps forming on your chart. So the comment is it goes like this. The guy is asking that when you have got gaps on your chart, when the price is jumping and forming a gap, does that affect how you draw your support and resistance zones? And if the answer is yes, then how do you go about drawing those zones when you have gaps? All right, so I'm gonna answer the question and I hope that it will clarify. And it's very important for you to understand how to trade in all these different scenarios, so that, because remember, the market won't always move the same way. So you need to understand that when the market is behaving like this, how do I then go about trading? And then when it does this, and then how do I go about trading? Because it will not always be behaving the same way. So you must always be versatile and make sure that you are able to change with the thing, and adapt based on the structure that you are having, right? So here is what I will tell you with regards to the gaps. You need to understand that when you are identifying a level, right, you identify that this is my level, right? And then you need to assess how the price acted, or how it behaved, behavior of the price after forming your zone, or how the price moves from your zone, right? If let's say we are going up, I'll show you. If let's say we are going up, and then we have a pause, and then we take off again, you need to assess this move. This move will give you the information as to about the strength of this zone here, right? So if this move is weak, then it means even the price, when it comes back, the zone might struggle to protect, what, to hold. Why? Because it was weak. It was not very convincing that it wants the price to go up. So if it's very convincing and strong, this move, then it means even the bounce, it's most likely gonna be that strong. But if you find that the move here is very weak, maybe we're just forming small bars like that, then it means if you are coming down, it means this is what we mean when you're saying that the thing is weak. If here we're not forming strong, bullish, very convincing candlesticks to the upside, it means the bears, they have a chance. That's why they are pushing, they are fighting. So even when the price comes back, they can still fight and win the battle and cause this zone to be broken. But if when you're going up, we have a very strong bullish bar and followed by another strong bullish bar, we can see that this zone means business. That's how even the takeoff from that zone is very strong. So even when the price comes back to it, the bears don't have much of a chance, because of what, they allowed this zone to form and they did nothing here. So in a case where you have the price jumping up, and then still you have the pause, and then when it takes off, it jumps, it skips, and then it starts moving up from there, this is the strongest one. Why? Because of what, the momentum here, or the force that we have to the upside, is so strong. It's even stronger than the one that allowed it to have a nice long candlestick there. The one with the gap is stronger than that. So meaning when you have a zone and the price forms the gap and everything, you do analysis and all this stuff, and then everything is pointing up, you're more than welcome to just go and put what, buy limit there. Why? Because based on what happened here, the bulls, the bears don't stand a chance. They might win. We're not saying if it's like this, then the zone is not going to be broken. They might win, but based on what we're having here, you are more than welcome to put a buy limit and not wait for confirmation. Alright, that's why you will find people saying that the price comes back and does what, and fill the gap, and then that's when they will be looking to buy. But the ones that trade like that, they are not playing it safe. Why? Because some of them, will see them buying from there, they don't have like a specific area where they are trying to buy from. And remember, not every gap on your chart means you need to take it into consideration. Remember, you still need to check your main trend, remember, and your trend line and your different time frame combos or combination, checking what the other time frames are saying, because sometimes you'll find that this jump to the upside, it was just to give the price the last leap to touch a higher time frame support, resistance. This was just that jump just to complete the move to the upside. Now the price has hit the higher time frame resistance. When it comes down to this, why are you buying? Because you'll find that this was your H1 support. It looks nice, it has a gap, but now it pushed the price up into daily resistance. Why would I think of why would I think of selling when the price is just, sorry about that, when the price is coming back from a daily resistance and then it's coming down to H1 support? Yes, the support looks nice, it formed a gap, but when we are making our trading decisions not just based on one aspect. We can't just decide to buy just because of what there's a gap. That alone, it's not enough. So you need to do the thorough assessment and look at all the aspects that apply at that particular time. Then you can make your decision. Yes, in terms of how you draw your support and how you draw your resistance, you still draw it the same way. I'll show you on your chart. You still draw it the same way. It's just that the what you need to take into consideration, or what you need to keep in your mind, is that when everything is pointing up and you have a zone that gives you a gap, that zone is going to be weighing more than a zone that didn't give you a gap. And we can do it like this. The strongest level will be the one that gives you a gap. So the support that gives me a gap is the strongest one, followed by the one that doesn't give me a gap but gives me very long candlesticks. So you have like a long candlestick followed by a long candlestick, like that. Even this one, you can see that the bulls, they were not giving the bears a chance. So even when the price comes back, we know that the bulls were not giving the bears a chance. So that's why we can give the bulls a chance and buy from that level. And then the one that is not very strong would be the one with small candlesticks, because it's not convincing. You can see the bulls here, they're pushing the price up, but they're not very convincing. They come like this, then take off and then pause, and this is not good price action. So yes, it is still our zone. So this is the one where now I will wait for confirmation. But if everything is pointing up, and the in terms of the trend line is pointing up, the trend is pointing up, the other big combination time frames on my combination, they're pointing up, then when I find the zone that gives me a gap, or the one that gives me long candlesticks, I'm gonna trade it with buy limit. But where everything is pointing up like that, but I have a zone that has like a small candlesticks, I will want confirmation. That's how you should go about it. But let me just go on the chart and show you how to actually draw the zones. Yes, here we have our chart. I'm just gonna demonstrate the thing of what do you call this, a gap, right? And another thing that it is worth noting or pointing out is that gaps normally form on Mondays, on the first, when the market opens for the new week. Then that's when you'll have a gap, because of all the pressure from the weekend. The market was just not moving and all this stuff. Or sometimes even during the week, if there's something big happening fundamentally, or big news coming out at 2, then you'll find that when that candlestick at 2 p.m. starts, it will jump. So that's where you can have a gap. But normally they happen over the weekend, like we did here when the market opened on Monday early morning, and yeah, we had that gap. So how you go about drawing the zone, it's very easy. It's the same way that you've been doing it, because remember, the price is coming down and then pause and then jump, going down like that. So all you have to do is just to mark your thing, the body and the highest point there. So this is more like your zone, just like that. So what we know is that this zone is very strong because it gave us the gap. So if when you're doing your thorough analysis, looking at all the aspects, because you're not gonna say because you have the gap then it means it's worth us taking a trade from it. So you do your analysis, check what other time frames on your combination are saying, and the trend line and everything. And if you decide that is a good zone to sell, and then you know that because it gave you a gap, then it increases the chances of the price respecting it, and in this case it did come back, the price bounced like that. So to cut the story short, in terms of how the question that you asked, to say does the gaps affect you, the way you draw your support and resistance, the answer is no. You will still draw it the same way. The zone doesn't matter. You still draw it how you normally draw it. You just put the body in the highest point. But in terms of, the only thing that you need to note when there's a gap is that a gap, the zone that formed a gap is way too stronger than the zone that didn't form a gap. So if everything is pointing in the direction of that zone, then when I'm buying or selling from that zone which they gave me a gap, then I know it has got higher chances of working out. That's the only thing that you need to note. But the way you are drawing your zone, and it still stays the same. Stays the same. So I'm gonna end it here, my guy. I hope I answered the question, and I ask that you guys must subscribe and bring more questions, so that maybe at least every day, if I can answer one question and then just point it out to everyone, so that you all can see that the thing is if I can answer one question a day, then I hope that I'll be clarifying most of the stuff to you guys, so that we all benefiting at the end of the day. And I don't want, if I come up with the content myself, sometimes it might not be what you actually want. You'll find that you have a question about a certain topic or something that I mentioned in one of my videos that you want more clarity on. You're more than welcome just to bring it up, then I will clarify it. So here I hope I answered the question of gaps and how they affect the way you draw your support and resistance. Then I hope I answered that. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Sharp.